betting on the metaverse. Got it. October 29, 2021. Happy Halloween to all of you. Thanks for watching. And in today's Awesome10X class, I did come in as a witch, and I have this whole room set up with a pumpkin and candles. So there, Facebook is getting the hot headlines, betting on the metaverse with a brand new name change. And as they said, metaverse first, Facebook is not the first. So Facebook formally changed name as of Thursday to Meta, as it focuses on virtual reality. It's going all in on virtual reality. Let's watch how Facebook decided this.
We're now looking at and reporting on our business as two different segments. One for our family of apps, and one for our work on future platforms. And as part of this, it is time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do. To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people. But now we have a new North Star to help bring the metaverse to life. And we have a new name that reflects the full breadth of what we do and the future that we want to help build. From now on, we're going to be metaverse first, not Facebook first.
Guys, that was 1 minute, but that was a huge thing for the metaverse. We are metaverse first,
looking at and
Facebook second. The rest of the apps are still going to be alive. Of course, your Facebook, your Instagram, but most of the development that they're going to build is going to be the metaverse. Let's just read through the headlines. Mark Zuckerberg has revealed a glimpse of Facebook's plans to build the metaverse. This is a digital world built over our own, comprising virtual reality headsets, AR. So you knew about this dream of Zuck ever since Oculus. The product launch came as a social media giant announced that it will change the name of their holding company to Meta. The company is now also facing a series of public relations crises. Facebook is in a rebranding effort. Facebook's full-blown AR glasses, which are already blending virtual objects and the real world with AI, will watch your daily activity through cameras. While that is a privacy issue, Facebook's soon-to-be CTO, Chief Technological Officer, Andrew Bosworth told CNET last year, in the next 1 to 2 years, I would not be pretty surprised if full AR glasses are in the industry in just 1 to 2 years. That's just 2023, 2024, whatever that year is for him. So we're definitely dealing with years, hopefully not decades. However, the first release of the Ray-Ban glasses came with widespread criticism. Facebook began field testing more advanced camera sensor-filled but display-free glasses called Project Area last year, with 100 people wearing it in the San Francisco Bay Area. It has now expanded to a group of 3,000 employees, contractors, and paid participants. Reality Labs research head Michael Abrash sees wrist-worn neural input devices as to how these glasses will now work in everyday life. But for now, those wrist inputs do not exist. Facebook is doing demos, testing glasses with wrist-worn clicker devices. Facebook is also having their own AI assist with recalling lost items. This has always been in a research phase and clearly would involve a lot of recording, processing a considerable amount of video data. Facebook also announced, of course, that the building of the metaverse in an AR/VR conference. So obviously in that AR/VR conference, you can see a lot of winners. In our topic today, we are going to discuss Facebook, but we are also building the Awesome10X Metaverse Index, wherein if you want to create your metaverse, do listen in until the rest of the hour. So the virtual reality vision of the future is a lot of VR headsets, a lot of augmented reality. And we're gonna be right there with people no matter how far apart we actually are. Sporting blue infinity symbol as a logo, the new company encompasses Facebook, the largest subsidiary, as well as all the apps such as Instagram, WhatsApp, and even Oculus VR brand. In recent earnings reports, their company has said that it will report its revenues separately, dividing into two categories: the family of apps and the reality labs, including AR and VR, as well as any related hardware. So they're also expecting 1 billion people will be in the metaverse within the next decade, describing futuristic plans to reach this digital world, a creator economy, wherein we will feel the sense of presence despite being far apart. The future of creator economies, remote works, lives in the metaverse. So take a look, 2 minutes. Let's just watch his vision of the metaverse in this Halloween video.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually. And it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear. All right, perfect.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space? Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a creator I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Hey, sorry I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
Okay, that is something.
That's awesome.
I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappearing.
This is amazing.
Hold on, I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
Wow. Brilliant.
If you guys like it here, I have another room that you're gonna love. Check out this forest room.
Huh, let's see it.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild. Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kids. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great, Boz, but there's something I got to get back to. All right, so that's a glimpse of a few ways that we're going to be able to get together and socialize in the metaverse.
So is the metaverse cool? Some people say yes, some people are skeptical. But in general, I'd say that the world is going into it. And it is an undeniable trend. Let's think about how to build the metaverse. This has been done by Mr. John Rodoff, a very, very good metaverse market heat map. And I would agree with all of these. He nicely puts up his metaverse index, and I nicely want to copy things that he already has worked upon. Experiences, you've got Fortnite, Niantic, Wave, Together Labs, Riot Games, Hologate, Hasbro, Activision Blizzard, Embracer Group. When you think about Minecraft, B-Mode, Ubisoft, Tencent, Electronic Arts, Nintendo, Valve, PlayStation, Sony, Netflix, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Snapchat, Discord, Zoom Video, they are all in the experience side. When it comes to discovering the metaverse, you have the likes of Facebook, Unity, Google, Apple, Luna, Steam, Google Play, Epic Games, Google Stadia. I don't know the rest, but you could see that basically your big tech, which is now what I call Tamago. Tamago meaning Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta for Facebook, Apple, and Google. Tamago, which is easily to remember because it's like an egg, Tamago, rather than FAMS, since we have a change name. Now, the creator economy, you've got a lot of winners here. You've got Unity, you've got Roblox, you've got Unreal Engine's Epic Games, you've got Facebook Horizon, of course, you've got Microsoft, you've got Sandbox, which is from the blockchain land. You've got Adobe, Photoshops and all. Skills, you still have them. You've got Decentraland, you've got Shopify, a lot of game makers. I don't know much about the rest. Spatial computing, you can clearly see who are the listed ones. Matterport is there in your virtual reality for real estate. You've got Google AI, OpenAI, you've got Unity. So how about the decentralized web 3.0? I personally like using WaxChain, yes. Immutable X. Immutable X has been used by a lot of VV apps, yes. Engine, you've got Engine Coin, yeah, you've got Algorand, Dapper Labs, you've got Polkadot, Cardano, OpenSea, Super Rare, Crucible, so Apple Labs, there's a lot. Yes, Microsoft, Ethereum, Polygon, who can forget about Polygon and Ethereum. How about human interface? You've got Oculus, you've got Apple, you've got Microsoft Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, Huawei, VUZI, you've got Razer, Snapchat, you've got these Amazon Alexa, Microsoft HoloLens. Infrastructure, who else could it be except Amazon Web Services, NVIDIA, Google Cloud, Azure, Definity, AMD, Marvel, all your semiconductors are all in with Qualcomm, Qorvo, Skyworks, Intel, Verizon, Fastly, Cloudflare, even your Limelights and Akamai, Agora, and Equinix, yes. So some of these are very familiar companies. And let's go through some of the articles about how they're all building the metaverse. And of course, for blockchains of NFT games, you've got Ethereum, Ethereum 2.0, Flow, Wax, Immutable X, Engine, Theta, Avalanche, Polygon, Binance, which is huge here. You've got a lot of winners. I'd even say also Solana. So Unity, Roblox, these are, and the crypto world loves platforms. We love platforms, Sandbox, OpenSea. What I like is the mega trend wherein everyone participates in the metaverse. Just how Fiverr was a great freelance economy, so is the metaverse, which is a creator economy. You will have so many low-code platforms, similar to Shopify and Unity 3D, wherein you might be wondering how the Shopify happened to be so much in virtual reality. Well, it's so huge. Whenever you're shopping anything online, it's actually using a lot of VR, virtual reality, because you're buying a furniture, you want to see whether it fits in your home, they use it via virtual reality. So 50% of medium and large companies are using low-code, serverless platforms by 2023. So that's huge, cloud-based platforms. And according to Gartner, they still underestimate the disruption to be caused when a whole world of creators are equipped with new and faster tools. These are the tools, guys. So if you're asking me, what is the clearest 10x in this metaverse? Unity, have to think about it. Unity is huge there. It's already up. From the IPO, I think it was about as high as 170, fell to as low as 70 plus, and now it's back to 147. But we are very bullish call options and stocks on Unity. And so is the case for Roblox, Sandbox. And in any case, because all of these creator economies will help people, how Fiverr platform has helped, I think will be a disruptor in the system on how artists are creating what their digital worlds are like. So a while ago, you saw the Space Room. It was created by an artist. The world is going to be very bountiful, not just for the NFT art, but huge metaverse worlds. Decentralized lands. So I'm gonna try to show you some previews, but you have to be like this. You're gonna be meeting meta-humans, virtual beings. These are machine will power conversations, emotions, behaviors, characters you'll meet and even befriend in the metaverse. So some of these are meta-humans, meaning they are AI. You know, they are not real people. So there's a lot of winners. The typical would be, and these are still going to be so strong, the big companies would be Unity, Roblox, Tencent, Facebook, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Sony, Nintendo, Google, Apple. So if you will have a metaverse index, you'd have these in that group, in my view. Small companies, you will have some haptics, touch. So you've got immersion, you've got the patents from KOPN, all of that wearables. You've got VUZI blades. You've got also the manufacturers like Eman, Hymax, MVIS. So these are the small companies that would have a huge return as well. It's like for those who are used to micro caps, or in terms of blockchains, these are your micro caps. So these are your altcoins, something like that. And these are your top 10, top 20 when it comes to metaverse. Of course, the iPhone facial features with Unreal Engine. This was shown for quite a while. You can see, let's show to you just a minute how it's working. Okay, so this was a video made by Unreal Engine wherein the developer is that girl, and you'll see how the facial features are being shown with the girl. So let's see that.
Straightforward to do. And we found that a lot of our clients don't have that expertise in-house. Wherever possible, we want to empower people to focus on creating the characters, performances, and content in general. And that's what's led us down this path. The Face AR sample is still very much with us though. And our old friend, the Kite Boy, is still a great example asset to start with, even though he's sitting this presentation out. Let's get into the app, but first a bit of housekeeping. In order to use the features we're showing today, there are a few plugins to enable. First up is LiveLink. This might be obvious, LiveLink is in the name of the app itself, but the facial capture stream is coming in over the LiveLink protocol, so you're of course going to need that plugin on. Next.
Okay, so the point here is that we are having a lot of our facial features while I'm talking. I could be using a virtual avatar if I don't want to show my face, And of course, Matthew Ball nicely wrote, and Unity CEO said that AR, VR will be as common as game consoles by 2030. That's huge, guys. We'll all have AR, VR headsets so common as if we're just buying Sony PlayStations. This is huge. Epic Games' Tim Sweeney, of course, has his own blueprint for what the metaverse is, and he's had $1 billion of funding. And a lot of people are betting on the size of the gaming industry to lead that metaverse. So you've got a lot of game content IP, but think about the gaming hardware. Look at the AR, VR here in the console market. It's still small, but that small number is still estimated by others to be at least $336 billion. If it's going to be a huge metaverse, this could be trillions of dollars of economy. So Netflix, this is also a very good article written by, I think this was written by Matthew Ball. He said here that when he wrote an article about Netflix misunderstanding series, Netflix is not reckless. It is just playing a game no one else dares. 3 years ago, Netflix announced that it was going to pursue gaming. 3 years ago. Of course, 2021, maybe some people doubted if Netflix was going to do it. Netflix bought billions of dollars of mobile gaming studios so far. And Fortnite, as he said, Mr. Reed Hastings said, Fortnite is Netflix's most threatening competitor. And at that time, in the 2018 quarter letter, he said, we compete with Fortnite more than HBO. And I would say Netflix competes more with video games than Disney. So the language in the tweet was very deliberate. Fortnite is not Netflix's largest primary day-to-day competition, but the people in technology knows the bigger pie of the future, and even Zuckerberg knows the bigger pie is gaming. It's not social media, neither is it watching movies or shows. So the instantiation of social gaming is Netflix's most threatening competition and also Facebook's most threatening competition. Fortnite, which is made by Tim Sweeney, Epic Games. So essentially, Epic Games is what they are all afraid of, Mr. Tim Sweeney. 3 years later, Netflix officially entered gaming. During the company's 2Q 2021, Hastings confirmed Netflix hired the very first VP of gaming, unveiling how video streamers would enter video gaming. It is very notable because this was also Netflix's worst ever quarter in terms of subscription growth. So Netflix was able to overcome any controversial things happening in the subscription by changing the narrative towards video gaming. Same practice right now with Zuckerberg, avoiding the talks about privacy issues, about scandals and controversies, mirroring the so many Congress questions about Facebook platform, and changing the narrative to talk about the future, which is how they're building onto the metaverse. So they actually lost about 400,000 subscribers, Netflix, in a quarter. That was the smallest increase as well in 2014 because of Disney streaming businesses. Now, Netflix has always competed for leisure time, not just TV and movie time. If you read through this, guys, this tells you that, well, Disney is also part of the metaverse. Just last night, Disney reported with VV more Mickey Mouse NFTs. VV is an app that allows you, it's like the digital comic collectible of NFTs. You can see that ecosystems have been seeing competition. Ecosystems of Facebook, Netflix, they're seeing declines, and against who? Discord, Fortnite, a lot of decentralized gaming, a lot of decentralized blockchain games. So games are serving as Netflix central subscription fee. Theoretically, games would provide subscribers more content to interact with, less reason to spend time elsewhere, and therefore more reason to renew at growing prices. For better or worse, this would look something like an Apple Arcade, although that would evolve. So there will be a lot of challenges for Netflix. There will also be a spectrum of interactive entertainment. Bandersnatch was just the tip of the iceberg. You're gonna have interactive videos. You're gonna have interactive live events. Just recently, I saw the Decentralized Metaverse Festival hosted by, who else? Decentraland. So there's a lot. Decentraland, Sandbox, they're hosting a lot of Metaverse festivals. Paris Hilton, a lot of people, DJs were in that Metaverse. So there's a lot of interlap between gaming, leisure, entertainment, and just about creator economies. This is the instantiation of social gaming. And you can see the economics of games so far. You could have the attention economy, free to play, but there's a lot of advertising behind. You've got economics of games wherein you've got digital collectibles and NFTs. The biggest and most popular currently is still Axie Infinity, and a lot of free to play games, which is still the economics to get the attention economy. So it's virtual loops. In Epic's long-term vision for the metaverse, people in the private equity community invested a lot. This was a $28.7 billion valuation that closed on April 2021. That round included Sony $200 million. It was a very close relationship since Sony PlayStation had a huge say in what's gonna be the future console. If it's gonna be lots of wearables, if it's gonna be a lot of these glasses, prepare for that world. It's not your smartphones, or if it's your smartphone and your smartwatch, you've got your smart glasses as well. So investment partners have included the biggest of the big, Appaloosa, Bailey Gifford, Fidelity, GIC, T. Rowe Price, Ontario Teachers Pension Plan Fund, and accounts managed by BlackRock, ParkWest, KKR, Alliance, Altimeter, Franklin Templeton, and Luxor Capital. If these names sounds great, investors, the answer is yes. They are all certified 10X investors if you try to check their records. Bailey Gifford is the largest shareholder of Tesla since the beginning. You've got the likes of Altimeter, which is actually doing the SPAC for Grab today. And of course, Ontario Teachers Pension Plan Fund is the initial Series A funder of C Limited. You've got everyone from Appaloosa. That's like a huge hedge fund manager in USA. We're getting the best of the best, the brightest and the richest minds all in the metaverse. Epic's toolkit is well suited for creating the kind of collaborative fun experiences describing long before Fortnite took the world by storm. In the 1998 game, the game was titled Unreal, and it is now known as Unreal Engine. Simply put, Unreal is a game, a suite of software tools building virtual characters and worlds. Unreal Engine is a creator world economy, just like how Shopify is. It is a tool set. It is not a game. You create games inside, you create rooms, you create. It is a creator economy, just like Shopify is a creator economy for entrepreneurs. And the same thing is with Unity, a creator economy for low-code platforms. People who didn't have coding language can create their worlds. Artists can make voxel art in Sandbox, even if they're architects to begin with. So a child can create his game in Roblox. People did it. Children did Squid Games on Roblox without asking for Netflix permission. So a game engine is just a suite of software tools, just like a Microsoft Word, used to build virtual characters and worlds. And in this engine, you've got at least 7 million people, which are usually game developers, heavily used outside of the video game industry. Right now, you've got The Mandalorian using those as their sets and backdrops of TV shows. You've got car manufacturers like Ferrari modeling their vehicles online with virtual reality, such as Unreal Engine. They are using Manticore Games, outside companies founded by Jordan Maynard and Frederick Decamp to start Core. This is a game creation platform built on top of Unreal Engine, similar to Roblox, but high-budget visuals, giving people ability to conjure game worlds with easy-to-use tools and attempting to bridge the gap between players, creators, incentivizing a 50-50 revenue split with developers. So just like this platform, you're watching me right now in a creator economy that YouTube generated. Although, of course, I don't make much on my YouTube views. Thank you for liking and supporting the channel. But if you're going to ask me how much money I make on the views, nothing, close to nothing. Either way, we are, of course, happy to share our views for free every Friday. So thank you for listening. Friday free classes. So there's a revenue split when you create something with Epic Games. So the cross-platform play, progression, purchasing will mean every console has competed on hardware, content, and services rather than locking in, to which Sony today still thrives. PlayStation is continuing to drive over 45% of total Fortnite revenues, and Sony PlayStation just had their best ever console launch, the Sony PS5. Guys, we are very bullish on Sony, and I'm gonna interject. We said that one of the best things about Sony PS5 is the virtual haptics technology that the controllers are giving the players. And that haptic platform has been done by Immersion Corporation. So let's just take a look on the virtual universe, Metaverse, that Tim Sweeney talked about in 2016. The leading virtual platforms will be even more lucrative and powerful than today's mobile leaders. This is because compared to iOS and Android today, these operating systems are will span far more of the physical world while also controlling more of both labor and creative product itself. Consider millions today are hired through their iPhones, working using their iPhone, while they don't literally perform their work inside iOS. When your daughter attends school via Zoom, she just accesses Zoom, her school through her iPhone. But the school wasn't operated by the iPhone, And when you make an image in the iOS, it's just stored there. It's not tethered inside it. There's a lot of risk in the current web. Therefore, it is the Web 3.0, the decentralized web. This expanded power, the metaverse, is going to be far more pervasive and more powerful than anything else. It is if one central company like a Facebook controls this, I suppose Tim Sweeney was referring to Facebook, or any other company who wants to be this powerful God, they will become more powerful than any God on earth, than any government and God on earth. So far, the one who is running for God, running for president of the metaverse, we've got candidate 1, Facebook, candidate 2, Tim Sweeney, or all of them. They all win, isn't it? Estimated monthly active users. This chart was taken from Matthew Ball. You can see 2014 till 2021, Roblox grew from less than, I don't know, this is like less than 10 million to 210 million. If you are a huge believer of Roblox, appear. Ka-Awesome10X ka, because we also believe in Roblox. Long term, yes. Minecraft, Microsoft. GTA Online, if you are a believer of Take-Two, Grand Theft Auto, yes. Right? The answer is yes. Fortnite, yep, look at the growth. It is still steady, but it's not yet in the 200 million zone. So Roblox actually took over, and Minecraft. Roblox monthly users of playtime, 3 billion hours. This is something that Netflix does not want you to see. 3 billion hours on Roblox, and yet Roblox is now being said by others at 40 billion market cap expensive. How could something 90% cheaper than Netflix be expensive? Sometimes think about it. Bill Gates said, I'm not sure if Netflix is $400 billion. I think it's about 300 billion. Either way, it's on its way to 400 billion. So my number of 90% cheaper is still accurate, 80 to 90% cheaper. Bill Gates also believes that a platform is when everybody uses it. It exceeds the value of the company that created it. A virtual metaverse platform must have relatively unbound creation tools, services that would support it, prefabs, asset marketplace, voice chat, player accounts, payment services. I know how hard-pressed other people are about why Agora is just tanking down. But in reality, most video games today have a lot of video chats, and it is powered by Agora. So the sad part is that it is still treated by everyone as China instead of thinking as a metaverse play. So I think that Agora has to change their PR or investors relations on how they should present to investors. Because sometimes it's just the narrative that people don't understand about your company. And when people know Discord, when people know the games that are using Agora, I think people might change their minds. Player accounts, payment services. Payment services is, of course, getting driven by the likes of Polygon, Solana, Ethereum staking 2.0. So a lot of payment services will be cryptocurrencies, right? Or stable coins. Yep. You'll have multifaceted economy, consumer spending shared with creators and developers, as well as creator-developer revenues. So this is the future. Nintendo, Niantic. They're working on a planet-scale augmented reality platform, AR, for current and future generations of AR hardware. They're integrating with Pokemon Go, expanding the user-generated character capabilities, and it still is the largest mobile game globally. It's funny that these winners in the metaverse are still trading at 52-week lows. I think Nintendo right now is trading at about 49,000 yen. If you want to make a long-term call option on Nintendo right now, we'll go to charts later on. Today, it's just funda. And then at the end part, if you still stay with me and stick with me, we'll go review some games like preview. And we'll also try to review some charts. Charts first. I know you want money first. Money and options first. Yeah, so but funda, you have to understand what you're buying in the first place is, so you can have the conviction if you are buying it long term. Microsoft continues to pursue the same opportunity. For those who are very much interested in VR, please follow Microsoft HoloLens. Everything shared there is wonderful when it comes to the virtual world of Microsoft, the Minecraft virtual world. Hong Kong International Airport was famously designed using Unity. And you might think that it's not the best to design an airport, but because of the rendering software for the architecture industry, it was far superior for simulation. So you can stress test it for fire, floods, power outages, backed up runways, and the flow of humans in an emergency. So why is Unity Engine superior for architects? And why should Adobe be scared? Autodesk should be scared. So far, Unity already actually took some architects with it. A 3D printed miniature of downtown Tampa, laser projection cameras, mapping, real-time rendering technology, combined for real estate marketing and urban development planning. Imagine, before you'd have to perhaps do those physical architecture stuff. Now you can just project it using Unity and tada, virtual reality. Sometimes you think about it, holograms, right? Yeah, I do remember Wimi holograms because it is part of AR VR. The problem is that it's a small company, and obviously it's just a sidebar, like nothing, like it's not a revenue superior, unlike just owning a Unity, right? So it's more like just a nice app and stuff, but it's beautiful, the world that's being created for everyone. Just as every company a few decades ago created a web page and then somebody created a Facebook page, Tim Sweeney in 2020 said, we are now at a point where real-time, live 3D, partnerships with Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox are real and happening. And it's gonna be a generational shift. Bigger things are happening on live 3D, real-time live 3D presences. If you try to listen to Zoom videos, Zoomtopia, Eric Yen talked positively about Zoom video, obviously a beneficiary of this metaverse world. Remote work world, remote play world, remote interaction world. The fight to control payments in the metaverse. So far, everyone's also in the metaverse, whether it be crypto, Square, even the likes of Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, everyone wants it. The virtual world should have better payment rails than the real world. After all, this is an economy primarily involving goods that only exist virtually, a virtual skin. You are buying purely digital and thus very zero marginal cost transactions, and are for the most part $5 to $100 each. This economy is large, and I believe this is gonna be run via Ethereum, but via Polygon. So I am very bullish on Polygon. I discussed this in some Awesome10X tutorials, Matic. So yeah, I'm bullish on that. Roughly, well, of course, you can argue, yeah, Binance, Wax Chain, Solana, la la la. But basically, if you're huge in the metaverse, if your projects are being built very much in those chains, yes, I am a believer of metaverse blockchains. So $54 billion was spent on virtual goods, skins, and lives last year, compared to $42 billion in the movie box offices and $30 billion on recorded music in 2019. Imagine that. If you ask yourself, how much money does Roblox, Fortnite, and all these digital worlds sell, and how do they make money? Virtual goods, skins, and lives. That's $54 billion. It does not pose any systemic financial risk. It does not play a critical role in society, and yet thousands of market participants, millions, leading to creativity, innovation, and competition in payments. Now today, the evil lord is still Apple, as depicted by Mr. Tim Sweeney, although that could change with blockchain. The majority of Apple's App Store has come from gaming. The revenues, which is worth at least $10 billion, as they said, blocks all the workarounds. So that Apple, that's why gaming is revolting. Gaming is really going all in on blockchain. Estimated $700 billion was spent using iOS apps. And Apple's billing policies applies only to virtual goods and services, representing $72 billion. So roughly 70% of these, or $50 billion, was games. So Tim Cook said, you're not charging Wells Fargo or Bank of America, but why are you charging a gaming company to subsidize the Apple Bank, which is Wells Fargo, the Apple? So of course, this was a contest. This happened during the Epic Store Apple fight. So in the real world, payments cost as little as 0%. If you're gonna make a charging fee, it's not 30% payment rail, but just a 2.5%, and at most you can reach 5%. So the average annual interest rate in a credit card is slightly higher, 14 to 18%, but even all the states would be prohibitive of rates above 25%, and yet Apple charges 30%. So I think Epic Games has a valid claim here. In the virtual world, if you're gonna have a 30% tax fee, this is really gonna require developers to pay annual registration fees, which is really making it very difficult for game developers. If you actually understand these rules, Apple has been like an evil guy, really leeching off of the gaming community. So I would agree and side with Tim Sweeney's claims here. Apple prohibits applications from using their NFC chips for payments, thereby ensuring Apple Pay is the only digital payment solution that can use tap and go. So unless Apple allows blockchain, etc., well, right now, actually, Apple can't stop it. If you know how to use DeFi, you can just go through the games in the future and nobody really cares whether you pay using Apple Pay with a 30% tax or you go straight to the game owners with their own tokens. The biggest issues, though, are about funding metaverse platforms. Apple is in control over the iPhone and internet. Roblox is full of happy users, talented creators, but very few of the creators are making money. Why? Because while Roblox has $2 billion in revenues, they have 160 million users, they've got only 29 developers today that are netting over $1 million, and only 3 has crossed $10 million. This is very bad. How come the creators aren't getting the fair share? The answer is iOS Roblox revenue. Everything that Roblox earns, they have to pay a 30% tax to Apple. So look at this. If you had a $100 in a game, $30 goes to Apple just as a tax. $30 goes to Roblox for infrastructure costs. $11 is for the overhead of Roblox employees. That leaves only $28 for Roblox to reinvest in their platform. So the huge bulk that Apple takes is really a bad thing for the entire gaming industry. So did the gaming industry revolt? Yes. And I think the gaming industry revolted through the use of blockchains and following the footsteps of Tim Sweeney. Is this a huge risk for Apple? Yes and no. Because so far, there are still people who will always be in the centralized world. The centralized world is the ecosystem of Binance, which is still what a lot of people use. A lot of people will be using their Apple phones, Apple glasses, Apple watches, Apple wearables. So if you are thinking that the majority of people are going to be disrupting the industry, no. In the short term, a lot of people who aren't using DeFi are not going to be the target market that will take off that growth of Apple that still has a huge majority of earnings from all these software app store. Just if you download anything on the app store. Now, Roblox is undoubtedly enriching 100,000 of new digital creators. But every time it creates these $100 revenues, it has to lose so much. And that loss is, of course, affecting the developers long term. That's why some developers also are building in Sandbox. Sandbox is more like a decentralized Roblox. So Roblox economics should improve with scale. Overhead, sales, marketing should grow more slowly than revenues. But there are, of course, a lot of significant R&Ds, and Roblox today has a lot of fees. So if you're asking why is there a lot of earnings problems on Roblox as well, even if we're bullish, it's all about those costs. So let's now go through charts, 10 minutes. VUZI, okay, so we talked about the small ones. Do you want to start with the big ones or the small ones? So let's talk about the big ones. Of course, your Apple wins in this world. And I think after yesterday's review, look at what happened to Apple. Also after earnings, yes, I haven't read the earnings, but I'm not sure if this move was earnings related or exactly related to Facebook. Happy Halloween. My ghosts na dumadaan. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so Apple is probably going to hit all-time highs because of this overall trajectory of the world towards discussing who are the winners of the metaverse. So this is an uptrend channel. The drop of 138 could rally to as high as $160 first before plopping down back to 145. So in the short term, yes, Apple goes up. You might argue that Google is, of course, Google is a metaverse winner as well, whether you believe it or not. Google Glasses is huge. I could give a deep dive review as well. And Apple, Google, yes. So the big ones, yes, Apple, Google, Microsoft still wins in that world, the metaverse world. Tencent, controversial picks, yes, of course. Tencent wins. I don't know how high it can go, but because it's Chinese affiliated. But if we're just gonna stick to the metaverse script, yes, Tencent owns all of the experiences when it comes to metaverse. You will create that experience. So overall, in the future, yes, Tencent wins. If you want to actually do a bet, do a call option bet, deep in the money at 400 strike for Hong Kong, if you are doing call options. Let's go for the obvious winners first. Okay, so KOPN and VUZI, let's go for that. KOPN is up, of course, with huge volume on the back of this news, because if people like Unity and Roblox are talking about the commonality of people and consoles, then you've got a huge run, because this is still less than $100 million company. So all the micro displays that are going to be in the glasses are actually owned by KOPN. So you've got the patents winning here, just like how Qualcomm wins on every 5G phones that's happening as well. So you've got these moves before for KOPN, from a low of $1 all the way to about $13. The next move is still on the uptrend. So in the short term, what's the resistance here? The first resistance is 7, and then 9 to 10, and then after 10, I think you just break all of the way to 16. So, but in the short term, it's very clear here that $5.35, we are a buyer. We execute how? So many ways. You do a deep in the money call option. Deep in the money call options would allow you to hold on for the next year if you want, or 3 months. Do it over every month. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. We're bullish on KOPN. So deep in the money strikes like 250 calls or $5 calls are good enough to make the bets. No? How do you do it? If the price is, if you like to buy at 5.35, all you got to do is 5.35 minus 5, which means that you're willing to pay a 35 cent on the price as your premium, that you're gonna bet that it's gonna go 7, 8, 9 over the next 3 months. Okay, so that's how KOPN is one. VUZI, let's just take a look on these sectors. It was a screaming buy last night. You could see $10 rallying to 11. That is the same price somewhere in the early part of 2021. So we've got a reset of a 70% reset here from the peak. And the nice thing about VUZI is that they've got a working product already, just like Snapchat, Spectacles. So actually, the talk about all these metaverse is going to be very positive, even for these small companies. VUZI also wins. You heard me right, Snapchat? Yeah, Snapchat, Facebook, Snapchat, Spectacles. So the sad thing about Snapchat is this was related to the earnings format, right? So they had a gap down. So it's likely that if you are bullish on the metaverse and how Snapchat is going to be involved in that augmented reality, you might have a leeway if 50 breaks You get Snapchat near 35. Unlike KOPN and VUZI, which has fallen 75% on the lows, I find Snapchat quite murky because the questionable things here is the advertising on Apple policy. So I would still stay away from Snapchat, even if I know, yes, it's also a winner in the metaverse. For Facebook, you've got a lot of controversial stuff. But for Facebook, where is the support? There is a strong support at $300 and $280. So if you really want to do a real long-term bet here, Facebook has a $50 billion buyback announced for supporting the metaverse and also the stock price. So what I would say here is that since it's very complicated to assume the short-term movements of Facebook, you don't have a definitive bottom here at about 316. So first things first, I'll wait at $280. If it goes to 80, I'll buy maybe a deep in the money call option, which means that I'll buy around 240 call strikes. So tonight is not the night for Facebook. It's not a buy night for Facebook, I think. Either way, if Facebook is positively going up, it will affect the entire wearables. A lot of people asking me immersion. Yes, so immersion is the Sony PlayStation 5 controller function. And you saw the move there. That was a huge volume up. It's almost as if last night, it was just anyone creating an index for all things virtual reality and metaverse. So of course, all your semiconductors are also winners. We're also going to go for the semiconductors. Immersion is hitting 8. The next resistance is 9 and then 11. So how do you do this? You can buy in the money calls, deep in the money, you can choose 6 or 7. The deeper in the money call option you have, the better the chances are for winning because it's just really close to intrinsic value and you're paying very little premiums on the volatility. Yes, MVIS is going to be big. There's going to be a huge earnings still on Apple because yes, there is a huge change on MacBooks. Yeah, so the new silicon, the ARM chips, right? Agree. Yes, the new MacBooks of Apple. So actually, for Apple in the short term, there's just the resistance is 160, and you are still okay to buy 130 calls for Apple. If you can buy 130 calls at 20 limit, which is about 150 area, it should be okay. So immersion, yes, this is a buy. Any dips of this will be a buy option. Buy the deep in the money call options for immersion. Yeah, so I would choose a 6 or 7 call. And then if it's 8, then that means 8 minus 7, so that's $1 limit. So that $100 can go a long way if this hits 9 or 11. So 9 minus 6 is 3, so your 1 goes to 3. That's how you compute your return. $100 risk for a $300 potential reward, $200 reward. So not bad, especially if you're very high conviction for a long-term perspective. KOPN MVIS, yeah, MVIS also wins in this metaverse land. So MVIS has already deepened down here about $8. 8 went about 24. So let's see whether all these buyers are gonna get a resistance move. Definitely, the more stronger move with volume is not MVIS. Take a look at that chart. It's really pathetic volume. So the big move is KOPN VUZI Immersion. Choose those 3 first and Apple. So okay, let's take a look at Unity. We talked a lot about the Unity as a winner here, but it is not a winner when it comes to earnings. I would say that upon November 9, which is about next week, you can get gap downs on Unity because of valuations, because of lack of earnings yet. But in the long term, yes, I do believe Unity goes $200, etc. Right? So, so what you want to do here is to buy the dips for Unity, hopefully at about 115 strikes or 120 strikes. So wait for Unity to fall somewhere here to 130. That's when you buy the stock or the call option price, which is your calls should be about 90 or 110 calls. So I prefer really deep in the money call options and very long-term time frames. We're talking about 3 months at the very least when it comes to like time frames, not like 1 month. It's not a 1 month time frame for these types of ideas. Roblox, let's just go through this. Unity, I'm not that bullish on earnings date. It could actually collapse on earnings, and you want to buy that collapse if ever. Okay, so Roblox is gonna have earnings coming soon. So Unity and Roblox are both coming on November 8th and 9th. So that would be a very big bonanza week. Again, a lot of Metaverse fans will be looking on that. I'd say for Roblox, you want to be buying near 75. And how do I do it? The way I do it is buy 70 calls, buy it at 5 to 6 limits or 5 to 7. However, what if I like Roblox and I don't get an entry at 75? You know what? I still would prefer buying deep in the money call options. So 70 and 82, that's a $12 limit. So pay $12 here and yet pay again $5 or $6 or 2 times. Pay 6 and 12 for a 3-month in the money, deep in the money call option for Roblox. Yes, I'm very bullish on Roblox. I don't want to discuss the smaller entities like HiMax, although I would think that yes, it's also going to be bought. These are also more like sidekicks when people are really betting on the metaverse. Of course, Qualcomm is not a sidekick. Just understand that in the metaverse, the big guns are all winning here. We have been saying that if you remember a week ago, I said this is one of that knife at 52-week lows that I'm not really afraid of, because at $123, I do understand the fundamentals of Qualcomm is a $1 trillion company. So I do believe in the monopoly of Qualcomm when it comes to all things related to 5G, and you can't have a metaverse without 5G. I mean, there's no such thing. Your wearables have to be connected to the internet. And infrastructure-wise, Qualcomm has to be there. So Qualcomm will go to 147. This is more like me betting on Apple and Qualcomm as infrastructure areas and ecosystems. So Apple, Qualcomm, Google, Xiaomi, just in case the people want to understand. Although I am not bullish on China. So I just know that, yeah, there will always be copycats from China trying to copy Apple. But of course, if you are, I mean, I'll be honest. If there's an Apple glasses, that's the one I'll buy. It's not the Xiaomi glasses. Samsung, of course, also has. So would Google. Google has their Google glasses. I'm only actually choosing 2 things. It's either I use an Apple glass or a Google glass. I'm not really interested with other glass companies. Although from a stock perspective, sure, I do have a lot of stock ideas. Yeah. Okay, so should I also give my crypto blockchain metaverse place? Yeah, so let's dive in. So yes, engine is interoperability. Okay, so you're seeing boom, boom, boom. Wow, all-time highs. So engine, so yeah, I've been bullish on engine for the metaverse play. So we're just really gonna see this go up, up, up. So yeah, anyway, so it's a very strong move. Engine, Matic or Polygon. Of course, Ethereum is also a win, right? So you've got Matic is $2. And you can do staking and a lot of yeah, you're getting rewarded while you're just holding on to it. Yeah, so there's a lot of winners. Let me just see. Is Roblox included in the winner? Yes, it's a winner. Rio is not metaverse. Rio is oil. Today is not a topic on oil. Today is all about gaming. But if you're gonna ask me, Rio Tinto, just to answer the question, Rio and BHP or Australian companies definitely are bullish. I'm bullish on it long term. But today is not an energy commodity boom discussion. So this is in London. Yeah, it's not yet definitive, but here the prior resistance of about 64 area, I think you'll get some supports. But this is not yet reversing up. So Rio Tinto has a lot to do with oil, right? So you can just see that crude oil, I think Brent crude oil is something in the $80. Tama ba? Let's look at that. Yeah, Brent crude oil is at $84. So yeah, it is more of that. Rio, BHP, Billiton. But it's not the strongest momentum for that sector. But I wouldn't actually be saying no to that. If you are looking to buy it nowadays, I think the levels are decent. There's a question. This is metaverse related, so I'll answer that. Is it better to wait after earnings when you're buying Roblox or Unity? With Roblox and Unity, I had an experience of gap downs on them because earnings have always been not that great, if you will check. Roblox had a decline on earnings here. Roblox managed to beat earnings here. So here it's going to be mixed. I'm not sure if Roblox would have a gap up or a gap down on earnings. What I'll do here is I will buy back before the earnings call if it's still at $75 to $80. Around these levels, I'm willing to tolerate even a gap down. Let's say I buy at 81 or 82 and it gaps down on me at 75. I'm willing to take in that gap down. I wouldn't cut that loss. In fact, if it gaps down at 75, that's when I'll buy. So I have twofold buy areas for a Roblox. And then for Unity, Unity I won't buy because it's quite obvious, I think, that Unity is not going to be reporting great earnings unless the world is really going to pay a premium for Unity due to their Metaverse beneficiary, of course, of Metaverse. But I prefer Unity to be bought less than $140. So I don't know if the market will give a leeway below 140. So it's not really about before earnings or after earnings. It's more about the price. So if you're buying Unity 135 tonight, let's say it goes down 135, I don't know, for some whatever reason, I think that's a good entry to buy, barring any news. Like as long as like there's no such, I mean, if it's just going to be an earnings disappointment, I don't really care much about what people discuss. Because when people didn't like the earnings here around $80, I was preaching a good buy there. So I mean, I'm saying goodbye as in DUI, not goodbye. I mean, yeah. So and you can check back on my Unity calls, and I was saying, yeah, we are very much not in denial, and we love to buy Unity, and why Awesome10X likes to buy Unity long term. So yeah. So these are just uptrend biases in my view. And actually, even if it hits $180, eventually it does go higher and higher if more creators. The thing is, how long would people be adopting Unity? It's about the user base growth as well. So do watch the earnings for November 9 to see how much growth. Because if there's a decline in the user base, you will get, actually, because Unity, even if they tout 160 million, like there's only a few million developers, right? And Unity only earns money from the recurring revenues of Unity developers. So you have to understand, it's more of the developers. Unity is more like, if I have to give a scenario, Unity is more like a Shopify for creators, game creators, or creator economy in general, metaverse creators. Metaverse creators could be anywhere from something like this. Oh, another session was detected. So let's show to you. So it will take some time. I'm not sure, like a lot of people are doubting the capacity of the world to connect themselves to the wallets, to actually understand how to be safe and not get hacked, how to really engage in the DeFi world. I mean, there's so many opportunities in decentralized finance, and yet a lot of people are also not, a lot of people actually are so scared because of the volatility, even if there's stable coins. So I think that if people ask me about the mainstreamification, even if Apple and Facebook and Google, Microsoft are all there, it would take about 2 to 5 years. Like give me 2024 to 2025 to be said that I'm wrong. But I think the mainstreamification is 2024. So we're about 2 years early here. But you definitely want to be on the lookout for these beneficiaries already. So yun, there's several winners. Just go back to the market heat map because that's really all correct. To be honest, I'm more into I'm more of the belief in enriching people through the metaverse. That's why I am not of the belief of crypto just for the sake of speculation. I'm not really that. Are you guys still there? Okay, so this is an example of a metaverse land. You can see classics, events, crowds. This is Decentraland. Yeah, so you have like people and you can like go around and then you can dive in. So if this looks something like the Blancos block party, yeah, in a way there is, you know, then you can talk to people. I'm in the Genesis Plaza right now, explore. You can explore and play. Are you able to see? I'm sharing. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not really a gamer, but yeah, example, you can go Wondermine. What you're doing here is you're giving your time, not you're giving your time, your creativity to earn money, to earn crypto. So there's a lot. It's gonna be play to earn, create to earn, exercise to earn, sing to earn. It's just like the web. I could teach to earn, right? So just appreciate the world because yeah, it's happening at it's happening straight at your face, right? So yeah, I could run. This is just explore, you know. Well, this is from Decentraland, which is ticker symbol mana. Wait, anyway, so that's just a part. Mana, 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 Decentraland. Oh my God, 80 to $1.27. 55% up. Okay. Anyway, that's so wonderful for the metaverse world. Congrats to those who have invested. Did DG also rise? The Central Games? DG is in Matic. I'm not sure if it's in TradingView. Baka it's in CoinTechGecko. Anyway, my knowledge is more on just being happily learning things. I don't have mana, which is so stupid, no? Yeah, but you can see how happy the world is in Metaverse. So happy Halloween, and I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Let's see. I wanted to play earn games, but there are so many cases of theft. You can learn and wait. Don't worry. And by the way, in the play to earn games, I've noticed that you don't need money. Like in the central games, you don't. Like in the Decentraland, this is free to play. So you just really give your time. So look at this. They gave me 100 Wondermine coins. And I need to mine certain things and then craft and then I get NFTs. So ganun siya. And then NFTs, you can of course sell it for whatever price you wish. Pang malakasan pala yung laptop para maganda. Yun. Do you guys want me to end the session na? Yeah, siguro end the session na kasi 6:40 p.m. na. I don't want to take all your time. But yeah, you have so many winners, guys. The consoles will also explode. Cloud, right? The cloud flare will still explode. So wala, dire-diretso lang to. Bam, 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 cloud flare. I think what you have to realize is if Cloudflare is running like that, the other sectors could go up, like Fastly, even if patay. Limelight, sana, umaangat naman, guys. Why am I bullish on these things, even if the chart is crap? Because I am somebody who talks about a secular trend. I don't look first on the chart and then tell you, oh, kasi these charts are hitting all-time highs. That's why la. You know, even if Nintendo, example, is trading at, what's Nintendo's level? 50,000 yen? 50,000 yen for Niantic, even if Nintendo's really doing well. You know, I am a buyer. If you want to buy this 50,000 yen tonight, or buy call options on Nintendo, my answer is a yes. Especially if you're a believer of what you are really seeing as a secular trend. One thing I like, by the way, with crypto staking is that, example, if I am a huge believer of Engine Coin, if I'm a huge believer of Blockchain, of you know, all of these Matic, Polygon, Ethereum, I make money just by holding. Doesn't even matter if it goes down and up, because like if you're getting a 50% APR, that means that you can handle a drawdown of 50. It means that you're getting tokens a year, regardless whatever the price, especially if you think the price is going to go up anyway. And you can unstake anytime. Example, if you have, so you saw the movement of Decentraland, right? You saw, wow, my God, mana. Oh my God, mana is up like this. Mana is based on Ethereum. Okay, it's not really based on tethers. So if you had a farming of Decentraland over the last year, not only are your tokens more, and you're getting to sell those tokens at 125. That's amazing. You probably did a farming pool on QuickSwap or Uniswap. Most likely, I think Uniswap or SushiSwap because this is an Ethereum-based coin. Usually, Ethereum projects are there. And then, of course, if you made baka si Sandbox, lumipad din ba? Si Sandbox siguro, lumipad din. Oo nga. Metaverse. Clearly, Metaverse. Okay, so natulog lang ako ng isang gabi. In all-time high na ng mundo yung Metaverse. Pasalamat na lang tayo, guys, na yung KOPN nasa 5.4 dahil baka mag-7 na to kung sumasabay yan sa crypto play. Bilis ng crypto talaga. Matulog ka lang, iba na yung usapan dahil yan kay Zuckerberg. The Zuckerberg effect. Okay? So the Metaverse is well in the game. Thank you very much and see you again next week. Hope you enjoyed. Happy Halloween. Hindi nyo kailangan yung limelight. Sinasabi ko lang guys, na yung KOPN and VUZI dapat 50% up given yung Decentraland, yung Sandbox, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And ang Unity Roblox, obvious beneficiary yon. Apple's also beneficiary and those types of things. Okay, bye-bye.